Okay, let's move to our experiment number 4, which is generally the flip-flop part. Okay, so in this experiment we will learn about what is JK flip-flop, and we will see only the toggle mode. Okay, only the toggle mode, because after that we will design a counter circuit. Okay, so what is JK flip-flop? That is, when J and K is 0 0, it will hold the value, previous value, and if J is 0 and it is 1, it will be reset. If J is 1 and it is K is equals to 0, it will be set. And the most important thing, if J and K is 1, both are same, and then it will be complemented. Okay, the output will be complemented. Okay, so we will sort J and K, and we will give T equals to 1. Okay, T equals to 1. So we will also observe that what is the output frequency of this Q. What is the relation between the frequency of Q and the clock frequency? Okay, because in any experiment the observation part is necessary. So let's move to the Tinkercad to perform this experiment. So rename this experiment, that is JK flip-flop experiment. Okay. Enter, and it will be saved. Now first thing we need is breadboard. Okay. So we will search for breadboard. Here is our 840 pin breadboard. We will drag and drop here. Next thing is power supply. So we will see, here is our power supply. We will connect the power supply as per our standard. We will connect all the positive power supply to the plus and ground to the negative, okay, and make it red. This is black. Okay. Now salt to other side. This is red. Salt to other side. This is black. Okay. Now we require JK flip-flop. Okay. We will move to the logic section. We will see. Here is our dual JK flip-flop. So we will drag and drop here. Okay. So before connecting this thing, let's learn something about IC7473. So here is the data sheet of IC7473. I have dragged this part, this connection about IC and the functional table of the data sheet. Okay, so you can see there, this is the dual package of JK flip-flop. Okay, so here is the clock pin. Pin number 1 is clock. Okay, and first J pin is at 14. Okay, you have to see, because now the power supply you have to apply at pin number 4 and the ground is at pin number 11. Okay, J first J pin is at pin number 14, K pin is at pin number 3. Okay, Q1 complement is at 13 and Q1 at pin number 12. Okay, so how it will work, if the, because we have to learn about only toggle mode. So if it is high, if the clear pin we have to connect at high. Okay, so we have to give the pin number 2 as high pulse. Okay, we have to connect it at high power supply. Okay, we'll give 5 volt, and if it is high and the clock is high, Then J and K, if it is high, it will work as a toggle mode. Okay, so we will connect accordingly. So you don't need to remember all those things. You can just put the cursor here and it will reveal what is at pin 1, that is clock 1, what is at pin 2, that is reset 1, what is at pin 3, that is K1 power, and clock 2, clock reset 2, J2, J1. Okay, so this Tinkercad can reveal what is the connection at different pin. Okay, so first thing we have to give the power supply. So pin number 4 is our power supply. We will connect to the pin number 4 to the positive power supply, okay, and make it red. And pin number 11, okay, which is on the opposite side, just connect it to the ground, make it black. Now we have to connect J and K both to the high pulse. Okay, we have to give the high voltage. So we will connect both J1, because we will utilize only one. In the starting we will utilize only one flip-flop. So we have connected this J1 at high voltage, J, and J2, make it orange. Let's make it orange. And this is J1, and now K1. Here is K1, make it 1. So, okay, because we have to observe the toggle mode only. So if it is let's give it to the blue. So now J and K both are 1 and 1. Now another thing we need is we have to give the clock. Okay, to give the clock we need function generator. So in this section you can type function generator. Okay, here is the function generator. So here is the positive power supply, positive, okay, V plus, and we will apply it to the clock part, that is pin number 1, and ground to the common ground of the entire system, that should be black, and this clock should be let's use yellow or brown. Okay. Now we have applied clock, we have applied J and 1. Now clear pin. Okay. Clear pin is also, okay, that is reset pin. Here this one is the reset pin. We have to make it high. Okay, so let's connect it to high voltage. Okay, make it red. Now so the connection is completed. Now we will observe the output at output 1. Okay, so to observe the toggling mode output we will use an LED. So for to connect an LED we need first resistor, and then we need LED, just rotate this LED, okay, and rotate this resistor also. Connect the another port of resistor to the ground, and the anode of this resistor to the output 1. Okay, so I think now connection is completed. Okay, black. So now let's see what is the output of this LED. Okay, before that, just change the frequency because it is too high. You cannot observe the on and off of this LED. Okay, so make it only 1 hertz. Okay, this is a square wave, this would be a square wave, amplitude is 5 4. So let's run this simulation now. You can see the toggling of this LED. If it is not glowing properly, stop this simulation, reduce this value of resistance to 20 ohm only. 20 ohm. Now start the simulation. You can see it can glow more. Okay, because now excessive current will flow. Okay, so this part has been completed. Now we have to ask the student what is the relation between the input clock frequency and output signal frequency. Okay, we have to observe these two also. In the lab we usually utilize this observation. So let's stop the simulation. Now we will utilize CRO, oscilloscope. Need oscilloscope. Here is the oscilloscope. This is the first oscilloscope, this is the second oscilloscope. Okay, I have connected them. Okay, so now this negative to the ground first, negative to the ground. Okay, make it black. Now the first oscilloscope we will utilize to connect to the clock pin. Here is the clock, to observe the clock. Okay, uh, clock is this brown pin, so we will color it as brown. And second thing, the output we have to observe, that is green, so we will make it also green. Okay, so now it is connected now completely. Let's run this simulation and observe input and output frequency. Okay, it is not coming properly, so you can increase the frequency. To reduce the range, you can increase the frequency by changing. Okay, rotate this knob. So you can see this is on the 20 volt scale, this one is only 10 volt scale. Let me zoom in. Okay, this is on the 20 volt scale and this is 10 volt scale. So this is 100 millisecond. So you can observe the time because this is on the 1 second scale. Okay, you can observe the time. Okay, the time period is here and its time period is half time period is here at the same position. You can observe its half time period is, it's complete. This is one time period of this and this is the time period of output. You can observe the time period of the output is just double of the clock time period. So the if the time period is double, that means frequency is half. Okay, you can just observe from here, the frequency is half. You can observe by changing it. Here it is 1. Now you can observe Okay, there is its time period is 1 completely here, one cycle, 1 block, and its time period is 2 block. Okay, it take 2 block to complete its cycle. So if the time period is double, its frequency is half. So in this way we can observe the clock frequency. The clock frequency and the output signal frequency is half of the clock frequency. Okay, and now we will utilize this observation to design our counter. Okay,